I'm Sierra Morris and this is Chuck and the Chicks. In this video, I'll be talking about 4 quick tips if your first flock is struggling. Adopting your first chickens can be a deeply rewarding and fantastic experience for your whole family. After the newness and excitement of your baby chicks has worn off, and you find yourself with fully grown chickens, you may encounter some common stumbling blocks. Don't worry, the vast majority of backyard chicken issues can be fixed with small, practical, and affordable adjustments. Be patient with your flock and be patient with yourself. The following 4 quick tips will help get your flock back on track. Low productivity, none, low, or lowered rates of laying eggs. There are a few common causes for this. The primary one is poor or inadequate nutrition. Backyard chickens are omnivores and they can't survive on forage alone. While forage can absolutely be a portion of their diet, you will have to supplement your chicken's diet in some way in order for their body to have the building blocks and nutrients necessary to reliably lay eggs. Specifically, a diet with adequate protein and calcium. One of the most convenient ways to do this is by utilizing a complete layer feed. Fermented feed and kitchen scraps are other great ways to add nutrients into your flock's diet. Poultry foods like scratch grain and corn are treats, and they don't contain the necessary nutrients needed to support your flock's needs. Other possible reasons are your hens are too young. Hens can begin to lay eggs anytime between 4 months old and up to 1 year old, depending on the breed of chicken. Or they may have aged past their prime, and while still producing for many years to come, their productivity will naturally decrease, anytime between 2 years and 4 years of age, depending on the breed of chicken. Some other factors to consider are an unsuitable nesting environment, poor sanitation, stress, boredom from a lack of enrichment, disease, pests, or predator pressure. Your hens may be laying eggs, but a predator may be eating them before you can gather them. If you have questions about what is in the feed aisle, what is the difference between layer feed or all flock, what's the difference between crumble or pellets, medicated or non-medicated chicken feed, I have a whole video that explains all about the feed in the food aisle. I'll be sure to include the link for that video below in the description. Aggressive behavior, pecking flock members to the point of harm and feather loss. There are a few possible reasons for aggressive behavior you may want to explore. Inadequate space is often the primary cause of unwanted aggression in small flocks. Without adequate resources, food, water, grit, space, flock members will become intensely competitive with one another to the point of causing physical injury. Some breeds of chicken are more flighty and less docile than others. If the chicken in question is a rooster, you may consider things like inadequate space, inadequate mates, poor nutrition, disease, injury, too many roosters, or the way you interact with your flock may be triggering your rooster's natural protective instincts. I have a whole video about how to work with your rooster, not against him, and how you can utilize his natural behaviors in a positive way so you're not constantly butting heads. I'll be sure to include the link for that video below in the description. Chickens are highly trainable, and once all of their environmental and health concerns have been rolled out, there are positive and practical ways to train and redirect aggressive flock members. Boosting your space options and adding engaging enrichment for your chickens in their environment can also help address aggressive behavior. I made a whole video about how to alleviate overcrowding in your backyard flock. I'll be sure to include the link for that video below in the description. Egg eating or broken eggs. Egg eating behavior is a form of cannibalism in chickens, and it is almost always the result of inadequate or improper nutrition, not enough food, and the incorrect kind of food may cause egg eating behavior. If your chickens aren't receiving the proper amount of calcium and protein, they will resort to eating their own eggs to absorb their nutrients and replenish their bodies. Some breeds are more prone to egg eating behavior than others. Inadequate space is another possible cause to explore. Broken eggs may also be a sign of a predator presence. Don't be so quick to blame your flock. Also, if you have young first layers, you may encounter a few broken eggs as young hens are adjusting to the new behavior of laying eggs, entering and leaving the nesting box, and they may accidentally damage a few eggs until they've developed their own nesting technique. Your nesting boxes may also be too small for your hens, causing broken eggs because they have inadequate space to turn around and adjust in their nesting area. I have a whole video about what causes egg-eating behavior and how you can prevent it in your backyard flock. I'll be sure to include the link for that video below in the description. Feather loss. If you're seeing alarming amounts of feather loss in your flock, there are a few options you can explore. Firstly, if there is a rooster present, this may be the result of inadequate mates. A rooster can reliably service 7 to 10 hens all by himself. Without enough mates, your rooster will overservice your flock just in the course of carrying out his natural and intended behavior. It's also possible for a rooster to pick a favorite hen who receives a disproportionate amount of attention. It may be necessary to utilize accessories like a hen saddle to periodically isolate the hen or expand the space and mating options for your rooster. Feather loss can also result from your rooster being a poor size match for your flock. If your rooster is in excess of 3 times larger than your hens, he may cause them unintended injury, including excessive feather loss and leg injuries. You can provide your rooster with hens more proportionate to his size, construct a bachelor pad, or rehome your rooster. Other causes of feather loss include poor or inadequate nutrition, pests like lice or mites, stress, inadequate space, poor sanitary conditions in your chicken area, or molting. Pests like lice and mites will be visible on your chickens around their feet, eyes, and the base of their feathers. They will appear like small moving dots, smaller than the head of a pin. Molting is a natural seasonal process where your chickens shed their old and damaged feathers and slowly regrow a whole brand new set of feathers. Molting typically happens in patches, starting at the head and then proceeds through the whole body. Depending on the breed, overall health, and individual heritage of your flock, molting can look drastically different from flock to flock and even from chicken to chicken within your own flock. Calcium supplement, high-protein feed like an all-flock formula or feather fixer formula, and high-protein treats like mealworms and fly larvae can all help accelerate your flock's recovery from regular seasonal molting. If you are a first-time chicken owner, I have a whole video about what molting is and the things that you need to know to have a successful molt experience with your backyard flock. I'll be sure to include the link for that video below in the description. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad or a lazy chicken. If your flock has their basic needs met, safe shelter, food, water, adequate space, enrichment, grit and calcium supplement, they will have what they need to perform at their best. If your flock moves on fresh pasture daily, calcium and grit supplement may not be needed. For flocks that are living in partial confinement, and especially for flocks living in full-time confinement, these inexpensive supplements are essential for their overall health. Unsanitary conditions like excessive droppings, soiled bedding and nesting boxes, and poor air quality as a result of inadequate cleaning and maintenance can also have a dire impact on your flock's overall health, happiness, and productivity. If you have questions about what goes into creating your own daily and seasonal maintenance cleaning routine for your backyard flock, I share everything that I do for my specific backyard flock in my region, the products and equipment I use. I made a whole video about cleaning routines. I'll be sure to include the link for that video below in the description. Do you have additional questions about your first backyard flock that weren't answered in the course of this video? Please be sure to include your questions below in the comments. To my seasoned and experienced flock members, what kind of common poultry mistakes did you make with your own backyard flock when you were just getting started? And what's some of the advice that you would share with others who are raising their chickens for the first time this summer? Please be sure to include your lived experiences and stories and information that can help others improve their backyard chicken experience below in the comments. Small flocks and small gardens can save the world. Every flock grown in the presence of a family with love. Every small garden and container garden makes the world a better place. Thank you for everything you're doing here with me on the channel, and thank you for everything you're doing with your own flocks, gardens, and container gardens all over the world. We wish you all a safe and happy holiday weekend from our homestead to yours, from our flock and family to yours. Please celebrate responsibly, and I hope that you all have an opportunity to spend some extra time with your families and your flocks this weekend. Have a safe and happy 4th of July. Thank you so much to all of my current, new, and long-term subscribers. My purpose is to share information about backyard chickens and homesteading to make this information more accessible to more people, but I couldn't do that without each and every single one of you. I'm so proud and continually amazed and extremely grateful and blessed by the online backyard chicken and homesteading community we are creating together on the channel. I'm grateful for each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for being here. We would love to have you as part of our flock. Lots of love from our coop to yours. See you next time.